Transformations in Dragon Ball are arguably as painful to perform as they are powerful. I'll be listing what I believe to be the series' most painful transformations, movies and otherwise, though they won't be in any specific order. Janemba's transformation into Super Janemba is easily one of the most painful and unexpected moments in Dragon Ball. While battling Super Saiyan 3 Goku in Hell, Janemba endured a relentless barrage of attacks, ending with a massive double-handed ki blast to the top of his head. His agonized scream seemed like a cry of defeat, but to Goku's shock, it marked the beginning of a grotesque transformation into the much more powerful Super Janemba. This new form was so overwhelming that it took the combined strength of Goku and Vegeta to finally bring him down. Given what he went through, it's no wonder Super Janemba didn't hold back. Getting pummeled so hard that it forces a transformation is enough to make anyone furious. I'd argue that any Ozaru transformation is inherently painful, considering the immense physical strain it places on a Saiyan's body, as often depicted throughout Dragon Ball. This is evident in various instances, starting with Goku during the Emperor Pilaf saga. When a Saiyan transforms into an Ozaru, their muscles and bones undergo significant stretching as their body rapidly increases in size. This process creates intense physical stress, a loss of control, which makes managing the pain even harder, and mental strain, as the severe physical discomfort is often accompanied by an overwhelming emotional surge. That said, I'd argue that while the first transformation may be particularly excruciating, Saiyans seem to adapt over time. Take Vegeta for example. By the time of the Saiyan saga, it's unclear how many times he had willingly used his Ozaru form, but he had mastered speaking in this state, suggesting he'd learned to handle what was once a painful and uncontrollable transformation.
Ladies and gentlemen, with great honor, I present to you the most amazing transformation ever witnessed!
Frieza's transformations during the Namek saga are undoubtedly painful, but his third form stands out the most. While battling Piccolo, Frieza's body underwent a grotesque metamorphosis. Spikes erupted from his back, his shoulders stretched unnaturally, and the unsettling sounds of his neck and face elongating sent shivers down viewers' spines and left Krillin and the others in utter terror. To top it off, Frieza's head expanded to an almost absurd size, so much so that he couldn't even speak during the transformation. If you ask me, that's a clear sign of how agonizing the process must have been, downright excruciating even. Super Buu's transformation into Kid Buu was either unbearably painful or just a display of extreme dramatics. While confronting Goku and Vegeta inside his own body, Buu could only watch as Vegeta tore away the attachments to Fat Majin Buu, causing a complete shift in both his physical form and personality. On the inside, Super Buu began to dissolve, while on the outside, he screamed in agony for almost an entire episode of Dragon Ball Z. It's possible he was fighting to hold on to the consciousness and identity he had grown accustomed to, but between the massive release of smoke, internal eruptions, and Goku and Vegeta blasting their way out, it's hard to argue that the experience wasn't incredibly painful. What's even crazier is that it didn't stop there. After Goku and Vegeta made their escape, Super Buu's suffering continued, even as his power increased. He briefly took on a form similar to his absorption of the South Supreme Kai millions of years earlier, only to regress, depending on how you see it, into his most dangerous and chaotic state, Kid Buu. Losing both his consciousness and physical form in such an uncontrollable way had to be a new level of torment. There's no convincing me that the Super Saiyan 3 transformation wasn't painful on some level. For Goku to achieve it the first time, he had to channel every ounce of energy he possessed, pushing his limits so far that it threatened not only his own body, but also the very world around him. Super Saiyan 3 is notoriously taxing on the body due to the massive amount of ki it takes to maintain the form, making it a transformation that comes with a steep physical cost. And let's be real, just listen to Goku's screams during his transformations in both Dragon Ball Z and Fusion Reborn. If those aren't the sounds of someone enduring serious pain, I don't know what is. The same idea applies to Goku's first transformation into Super Saiyan, though I'd argue, corny as it might sound, that the pain he experienced was more emotional than physical. Beyond the obvious physical injuries Goku endured during his fight with Frieza, particularly after the Spirit Bomb, the emotional trauma of witnessing Krillin's death at Frieza's hands was overwhelming. Goku's grief and rage were so intense that it almost seemed like he was having a seizure, his fury boiling over until he unlocked what was then considered the ultimate Saiyan power, Super Saiyan. For the rest of the battle, Goku fought with the sole purpose of avenging Krillin, his emotions driving him to the brink. The thought of such a pure and innocent life being snuffed out in an instant only fueled his determination to bring Frieza to justice. Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan 4 shifts the focus back to physical pain. Transitioning from the powerful Golden Great Ape form, which already wielded a level of Super Saiyan power capable of injuring Super Baby Vegeta 2, Goku faced immense strain as his body regressed in size while simultaneously battling to regain control of his consciousness from his primal instincts. Given that this was the pinnacle of Saiyan transformation in Dragon Ball GT, surpassing even the physical power of Super Saiyan 3 after many years beyond the Majin Buu saga, Goku also had to learn how to channel and master this newfound strength within his transformed state. Hearing the harsh-sounding growls and agonized screams that accompanied the initial transformation into Super Saiyan 4, it's hard to deny that this process was incredibly taxing on Goku's body. Finally, Broly's transformation into the legendary Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball Z might just be the most agonizing transformation in the entire franchise. Forced to suppress his true powers for years due to his father Paragus, Broly was already seething with rage, itching for a chance to unleash it, especially after coming face to face with Goku. When the moment arrived, his fury erupted, and his transformation was nothing short of brutal. The sheer force of it tore the skin near his eyes and ripped his mouth apart as the monster within finally broke free. It was as if his previous transformations were merely a shell, waiting to shatter under the intensity of his power. To make it even worse, Broly literally exploded shortly after, adding yet another layer of pain to the already excruciating process. Given all this, it's hard to argue against this being the most painful transformation in Dragon Ball. The brutal beating he delivered to the Z-Fighters afterward probably served as a cathartic release after enduring such a traumatic ordeal. But what do you guys think was the most painful transformation? Let me know down in the comments. If you made it this far, I want to thank you guys for watching and dropping a like on the video. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.